Okay, so one more time, you guys have a quiz on Thursday. So I know that you're not going to be here on Wednesday. So if you have questions, you need to come in and see me. Today we're going to be talking about algebraic properties. This will be what's on the test. We'll be spending today and tomorrow on properties. And if we have to adjust, we will. So first off, GEMDAS, grouping symbols, exponents, multiply, divide, add, and subtract. Do we have grouping symbols? Well, yes. Is there anything to do inside of them? No. Are there exponents? Mm-hmm. Yes. What does 5 squared mean? Annie, what does 5 squared mean?
5 times 5.
Very good. 5 squared means 5 times 5, which is?
25.
25. So now I have 3, parenthesis 5, minus 25. Okay. Then we have to think about this. Okay, so grouping symbols, exponents, we're done. Now we multiply and divide. So we read it from left to right. 3 times 5. Oh, 3 times 5 is 15 minus 25. Okay, add and subtract. Well, we have a 15 minus 25. Same signs or different signs?
Different.
So we subtract. 25 minus 15 is 10. But this is the big number.
Negative.
So it has to be negative 10. Did we get that?
Mm-hmm. I got positive 10.
Okay, remember how to put the sign with it. So you got that?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay, so we're making progress. GEMDAS, grouping symbols. There are grouping symbols. Is there anything to do inside of them?
No.
No, okay. Exponents.
Mm-mm.
Multiply and divide.
Mm-hmm.
But we start from left and we work right. So we read it. 4 multiplied by 5. We do that first.
20.
20. Now we rewrite. Divided by 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, this is where you made your mistake. I can almost guarantee it. Who did 2 times 3 first? Let's multiply and divide from left to right.
I did.
So now
4
we read.
times 5, and then I did 2 times 3.
Right, which is wrong. You have to move from left to right. What does it say? 20 divided by 2. Multiply and divide are the same operation in order of GEMDAS. You do what's from left to right. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. Multiplied by 3, which is 30. Okay, you will see a question like this on your quiz. Except you'll probably have to evaluate, which means substitute in. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last but not least. GEMDAS! Hey! We have something to do inside the grouping symbols. We start with 4 plus 3, which is 7. 7 squared minus 50. Then exponents. Well, what's 7 squared?
14.
No. What does 7 squared mean?
7 times 49.
7 times 7, which is 49 minus 50. And we circle 49, a negative 50. Oh, those are different signs. 50 minus 49 is 1. Which one's bigger, 50 or 49?
50.
Oh, so it's a negative 1. We will continue to work on problems like this. What questions do you have? Okay. You're going to hold on to these. We're going to do a bunch of different things with these. Okay? So, today is all about properties. So if you are confused, that's all right, but you're going to want to keep these sheets. We are all talking about properties. And eventually, I'm going to give you a book. So I just asked because I think I want to start using these more and more and more, but we're going to use a book. I'm going to leave that there. So just slide back a little bit. Perfect. So today we are talking about properties of addition and multiplication. Notice there are no properties of division or subtraction. Notice there are no properties of division or subtraction. Okay? So if you're like, what's the type of property? And you say, oh, it's the additive property of division. I'll look at you funny. Okay? At no point will there be a property of subtraction or division. Do we all hear and understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So the first word that we're going to talk about is the word equivalent. Okay, equivalent does not mean equal. Okay, here's my definition. Looks different, but has the same value. Okay. This expression is equivalent to this expression. Okay? Equivalent means that when we simplify it, it will have the same answer. What is 3 multiplied by 2?
6.
Yeah. So that has a value of 6. What's 7 minus 1?
6.
They have the same value, but 3 times 2 is very different than 7 minus 1, right? We will get into tougher equivalent expressions, but that's pretty easy to understand. They have the same value. They are equal. 3 times 2 is equal to 7 minus 1. But when you look at them, we call them equivalent because they look different, but they have the same value. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. So let's start with our properties. These are all going to be the ones that we're discussing, the properties of addition. Because again, there are properties of multiplication. That's a permanent marker, that's not what I want. I want this one. So, that sheet that I gave you, you're going to want to highlight the ones that we talk about. So you're going to need to find them, okay?
Okay.
So the first property that we're talking about is going to be the commutative property. So, property number 1 is called the commutative. And because we're a Christian school, it's not the commune, like not communion, not commutative, commutative.
Don't we use my highlighter? This one?
If you, yeah, property of addition. Yeah, if you have one, that's fine. I was just trying to make it easy. So this is the commutative property. This is mine?
Yes.
Okay. The commutative property of addition. It says if we're adding 2 numbers, it doesn't matter the order that we add. So what does that mean? It says A plus B is equal to B plus A. Those are equivalent. If I add A plus B and I switch them and I say B plus A, 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 plus 3 is 8. It doesn't matter the order in which I do addition. So all of these, 5 plus 3 plus 4, is the same as 5 plus 4 plus 3. So do you see how the 3 and 4 switch places? That's what makes it the commutative property. Another example that's even easier. That's example 3. Give me your favorite number.
6.
-6 plus. Give me your favorite number.
4.
413 is the same as 413 plus a -6. All the commutative property. Look at commutative. The M&M can switch and it doesn't change the word. Okay? That's the commutative property of addition. Then, we are on to the associative property of addition. Okay, the associative property is saying I'm going to associate with different numbers. Okay? You know how you associate with friends? Yeah, that's what we're doing here. This says, hey, I have a close circle of friends that's A plus B, and then I have a friend on the outside that's C. You two are A and B. You're very close.
Yeah.
But you're both new here. This is one of your friends from your other school. So maybe, up now, Victoria's on the outside, but you want to talk to your friend from the other school, Annie. You're still going to talk to Victoria. It doesn't change anything. It's just the way that we group it. Well, maybe you talk to Victoria first, then you talk to your friend. Or maybe you talk to your friend first, and then you talk to Victoria. It doesn't matter the order in which we add something. So watch. We have 3 plus 4 plus 5 is the same as 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, watch. You ready? So, order of operations says do what's in the parentheses first. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. Hey! Those have the same value, but they look a little bit different. So what does that make them?
Equivalent.
Equivalent. But that's the associative property. The parenthesis groups them differently. So when the parenthesis groups them differently, that is the what property?
Equivalent.
Associative property. When we change where the parentheses grouping them, that's the associative property. When two expressions are equivalent or equal, then they are equivalent. Then we have the third one. We call this the identity property of addition. Now, that's what the book says. I call it the additive identity. So it's the additive, or it's the identity property of addition. You will hear me call it the additive identity. Okay? You'll hear me call it the additive identity. This says, here's Annie. This is her identity. She wants to keep her identity. Her identity needs to stay Annie. What's the only thing that I can add to you so that you stay the same? What's the only number?
A 1. Oh.
If I add nothing to you, you're the same person. A plus 0 will always equal A. So if I have numbers, 7 plus a 0 equals a 7. Negative 22 plus 0 equals negative 22. Those are the additive identity properties. Questions so far? Make sure that you're writing them all down. You have them all written down? No. Copy them down. I'll give you a minute. I'm going to erase them in a second. Where's my rag? There it is. I'm going to erase equivalent. Are we good with equivalent?
Mm-hmm.
Victoria,
Yeah, sorry.
stop please. Okay. Now watch what I'm going to do here. Which one are you on?
Associative.
Okay, while she's copying down, let's move on. So, now we're going to talk about the properties of multiplication. 3 of our properties will be very similar. Commutative property of multiplication. This said 3 plus 4 is 4 plus 3, right? Same thing happens with multiplication. So this says A times B is the same as B times A. So let's make sure. 3 times 4, is that the same as 4 times 3? Well, 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. Those are exactly the same. Okay, Annie, are you done with associative property?
Yeah, and I'm done with the
Identity?
identity.
Excellent. So these are all going to look very similar, almost. Then we have the associative property of multiplication, which the associative property of addition talked about parentheses. The same thing is going to be here. We're going to have A times B times C. So we did A times B first, then multiply it by C. Well, that's the same as A times BC. Mr. H, you better show me that one because I don't get it. Okay? So let's go. 3 times 4 times 1 equals 3 times 4 times 1. Okay, ready? What's 3 times 4?
12.
Okay, so we do that first because it's in the parentheses. Times 1 is 12. What's 4 times 1?
4.
Times 3?
12.
Oh, wait a minute. So changing the order of the parentheses when it's all multiplication is called the associative property of multiplication. Still with me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we have the identity property of multiplication. Okay, this is where it changes a little bit. Victoria, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So Victoria times something is still going to be Victoria.
Zero.
Well, what's
no,
anything?
one.
Oh, there it is. V times 1 equals V. Because when we multiply by 1, we get that anything. So your favorite number of 4 times 1 is still 4. Your favorite number of a negative 6, even though it's 6, times 1 is still negative 6. That's the identity property. Then we have one more. We have the zero property of multiplication. And this says anything multiplied by 0 is 0. I don't care if it's a letter, if it's a big number like 1,233,459 times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 is 0. Okay, what questions do we have? Okay.